Hey food lovers, yesterday a chef friend of mine who's a fan of Comfort Food Without Borders challenged me to combine Creole and Asian flavors in a sandwich. So I've decided to make a Kung Pao pork po' boy. So let's go into the kitchen and get I've decided to use pork tenderloin for this dish because it's very lean and absorbs our marinade better than a fattier cut of pork would. So to make our fritters, we're going to slice the trimmed pork tenderloins in half lengthwise and slice each half lengthwise again. Then we're going to cut each quarter into mothball sized pieces so we can get one fritter with each bite of our po' boy. To make our Kung Pao marinade, we're going to combine 1/4 cup of sugar with 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, a tablespoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of dried thyme, 2 tablespoons of sambal oelek, 3 tablespoons of smoked paprika, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, a pinch of chipotle powder, 2 tablespoons of fresh ground black pepper, a tablespoon each of fresh grated ginger and fresh grated garlic, and that's going to infuse our Asian and Cajun Creole flavors. We're going to reserve 3 tablespoons of this mixture for our slaw and for our sauce, and to create a marinade for our beautiful pork tenderloin with the remaining infusion, we're going to add 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, and to bring some acidity to the party, we're going to add just 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. This marinade doesn't need to be emulsified, but we're going to mix in the vinegar to marry it with the dry spices. We're going to pour that incredible marinade over our pork tenderloin pieces and stir it to combine. This is a very important step to guarantee amazing results. So we're going to make sure every single piece is well coated with the marinade. Now we wait for 1 hour while this Asian Cajun wonder does its magic in the fridge. Now that an hour has passed, we're going to drain the marinade in a strainer over the sink and place it over the bowl for 10 minutes so it's absolutely very well drained before we proceed. To create our flour coating, or step 1 of our 1, 2, 3 frying process, we're going to combine 1 cup of all-purpose flour with 1/4 cup of cornstarch and my standard dredging spice mix, which consists of 2 tablespoons of kosher salt and 1 tablespoon of fresh ground black pepper. For step 2 of our 3-step process, we're going to whisk 2 eggs together until they're combined. Our step 3 is going to be some super crispy panko breadcrumbs. I feel panko breadcrumbs are essential in this recipe because we're planning on tossing the fried fritters in our reserved sauce, and we need an extra crispy coating so the fritters don't become soggy in our po' boy. To coat the drained pork in our 1, 2, 3 dredge, we're going to use our hands and get down and dirty. When it comes to preparing food for frying applications, I absolutely believe you have to get up close and personal with your food. So first, using both hands, we're going to massage the flour dredge into every single piece of pork until all the dredge is covering every visible molecule. Then we're going to pour our eggs over the pork and massage it into the flour coating until every single piece is absolutely wet with the egg mixture. Now here's the next crucial step. To make sure the panko works the way it's supposed to, we're going to place the pork pieces on a wire rack and let them drain for 30 minutes so there isn't too much liquid on the surface and the flour and cornstarch get a chance to hydrate and bloom. Once the egg coatings had a chance to do its business, using the wet hand, dry hand method, we're going to place the pork pieces 5 or 6 at a time into the panko breadcrumbs and roll them around to make sure every piece is truly well coated. Don't worry if little dots of flesh are visible. The great thing about panko is that it puffs up when it's fried, not like regular breadcrumbs. Once all the pieces are coated, we're going to place the fritters in the freezer for 30 minutes to firm up before we begin to fry them for our po' boy. While the fritters are firming up, we're going to make our Asian slaw. To make the dressing for our Asian slaw, we're going to mix 3 tablespoons of heavy mayonnaise, 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 4 drops of sesame seed oil, 2 tablespoons of mirin, and 1 tablespoon of our reserved infusion in a large bowl, and stir it to combine. We're also going to season the slaw with kosher salt and fresh ground pepper to taste. Quick point about seasoning with salt. When you season salt from a short distance, it becomes harder to incorporate into the entire recipe. So try seasoning the salt from a higher distance. This way it spreads much more evenly. To fry the fritters, we're going to pour 4 cups of grapeseed oil in a large pot and place a fry thermometer on the side to make sure we get to 375 degrees and no more. Using a spider, we're going to fry the fritters 6 at a time for 2.5 minutes each, and then drain them over a paper towel. While the fritters are frying, we're going to butter and toast the po' boy buns in a 350 degree oven to make sure that they dry out a little. Once all the fritters are fried golden brown, we're going to place them in an aluminum foil lined sheet pan and place them in a 350 degree oven for 10 minutes to make sure the insides are cooked to medium. Once the fritters are cooked, we're going to toss the fritters in the remaining infusion along with a 1/4 cup of our favorite hot sauce. I personally prefer Frank's hot sauce, but if you prefer a vinegary hot sauce, by all means feel free to use Cholula or Tabasco. We're going to toss the fritters first using the spider to loosely coat them, and then we're going to flip them in the bowl to make sure the coating is uniform all over. To assemble our po' boy, we're going to spread 1/2 cup of our Asian slaw on the top side of the bun, trying to make sure that the slaw covers the top in a uniform thickness. Then we're going to place 10 pork tenderloin fritters, 2 across, on the bottom of the bun, making sure the bottom is well covered as well. Next, we're going to garnish our po' boy with 3 cilantro leaves. Personally, the surprise flavor of the cilantro works really well against the Louisiana-inspired flavors of cayenne, thyme, and paprika. Finally, to finish the pate, we're going to add some Cajun spiced French fries to pull everything together. Well, there you have it, food lovers. That's our Kung Pao pork fritter po' boy. We're serving it on a sesame seed bun with an Asian slaw. Alright? Subscribe to my channel for more recipes and a deeper look inside my life. Thanks.